The difference between a traditional online school and the Forest School Online is that the Forest School Online is not at all just taking traditional school and putting it on the internet.
So many people think that online school looks like traditional school. You're just sitting in front of a computer instead of in front of a desk. But at the Forest School, online looks completely different. And so learning and education takes on a whole different dynamic when you can live it and not just read about it.
We've designed a number of signature learning experiences that are designed to cultivate really beautiful things in learners and that also flow with their day and allow them to sustain their interest and motivation over the course of a day by setting their own goals, by having the flexibility to make their own schedule, and by being in relationship with other learners their age, other learners in other parts of the country.
So designing our family's lifestyle turned the classroom into something so unique. We could be in the car and my daughter could still get her schoolwork done. We could be on an airplane and she could get her work done. We could even be at the Grand Canyon. Anywhere, as long as we have internet service, we have school right there. This is a different kind of model to wrap your mind around. You are the parent, but you aren't in charge of the kids' education. They are. And so it means you having to step back from your mom role or your dad role and really allow them to take that ownership. They've got to learn accountability. They have got to learn to goal set, what that looks like. And they've got to learn to be team players because lots of times we work in groups.
The Forest School Online provides some really fun opportunities for families. So families who want to travel with their learners, for example, can do that, and their learners can learn from anywhere and not miss a beat at school. Families who really value self-leadership and want their children to become self-starters and truly self-directed independent learners will really like the Forest School Online because they're going to get practice at that from the earliest stages. And they're not going to be thrown in the deep end. They're going to get practice from expert guides who shepherd them through that process.
So some of the struggles probably for traditional school would be that you have to be at the same pace as everyone else in your class. If you don't understand, you're left behind. If you do understand, you usually get in trouble because you're not paying attention anymore. So that's the biggest pain point I see, having to be stuck in a classroom with everybody going the same pace.
In addition to that, families are going to get a chance with the Forest School Online to engage their learners with like real world meaningful work because our team has designed great projects, which we call quests, for them to be able to use their learning to make a difference in their local community. So even though it's online, they're still going to have connectivity to like families and friends and leaders locally. And families are also going to enjoy the fact that their learners are in an extremely diverse classroom. I mean, just imagine having a classmate who lives in Oregon or Massachusetts or Georgia or even Peru. And the level of cross-cultural awareness that they're going to gain from that, the level of understanding and empathy that they're going to gain from getting multiple perspectives on really important, the most important questions and topics in life, I think is going to be really valuable to families. Part of my preparation journey for launching the Forest School Online includes getting a Master's of Public Administration from the Harvard Kennedy School of Government, as well as a Doctorate of Education Leadership from Harvard. And it was there that I met an incredible diversity of folks that have helped me to really lean into my own purpose, which is to give young people courage. And the Forest School, in many ways, is kind of a culmination of my learning and my experiences and my relationships to help others really lean into their own purpose and find a calling that will change the world. And I've just worked with young people long enough to know that when we get out of the way and when we create space for them to make plans and feel all the things and actually blur the lines between school and real life, they can actually make a big difference. And so self-directed learning is something that allows them to do that. It gives them a chance to use their knowledge from math, from science, from English, from history in order to make a difference in the world in ways that they feel like are addressing real problems. One of the things that we know about self-directed learning, which happens with the Forest School Online, is that it helps learners develop something called agency. And agency is defined as like having the skill and the will to achieve your goals in life. And as parents, that's what we want for our kids. We want them to lean into their passions, lean into their purpose, and by the time they leave our homes and are launched from our families, to have that agency, to be able to know what it is that they're interested in, what goals they want to set and what actions they want to take, but not just know it, have the ability to be able to do it and have the sustained motivation over time to be able to lean into that. And that's one of the things that self-directed learning does for young people. Success for the Force School Online means that the learners who join this community, after they have been with us for multiple years and graduate our environment, they will have learned to be beautiful humans. They will have learned to do really important, relevant marketplace skills. They will have learned to learn for themselves, not just the traditional academics of math, social studies, science, and the rest, but also learning science so that they can design for themselves their own compelling learning experiences. And lastly, that they will have learned how to live together in an extremely diverse community, a beautiful community. For parents who are considering the Force School Online, I would encourage them to, number one, attend a virtual open house that we have where they can ask all the questions, but also take a look at closely what the day in the life of their learner would actually look and feel like, and compare that to what they hope the day in the life of their learner would look and feel like. And then also especially look at our profile of a graduate, what we hope to achieve and cultivate in students by the time they graduate from our environment, and compare that to their hopes for their children by the time they leave their home. And if there's alignment there, this could be a great fit.